For years, I felt like I wasn't qualified enough to share my experiences, even though I had them, whether it was in modeling, motherhood, or just even my own personal health journeys. I don't want to assume everyone knows what imposter syndrome is. Some people may not know. So if you've ever felt like you're not good enough to do something, even though you know you have the experience, you're not alone. Imposter syndrome tricks us into believing we aren't worthy of sharing what we know. And for me, it showed up in different areas of my life. Imposter syndrome made me question if my voice mattered. But recently, I had a shift. I really did. I had a shift. Much needed shift. And today, I want to talk about how I'm overcoming imposter syndrome and why I finally decided to share my story. I started modeling years ago, and I've always had opportunities to work professionally. I look at other models who booked huge campaigns and think, well, my resume isn't as big as theirs, so who am I to give advice? But then I realized something. There are also models who haven't worked with the brands that I have, who haven't worked on maybe the level or the professional level that I have. They haven't experienced those yet, or didn't get an opportunity to. So my experience could actually help them or help young ladies who want to get into modeling. The atmosphere in modeling is different now, which we'll get into that also. But yeah, so I think just looking at just my experiences and again, comparison. I was comparing myself. And what are we told? We know better. We know better than to compare ourselves to other people. My boyfriend used to always say, you don't know how other people got to where they are. Good or bad, you don't know how, right? So you can't compare your journey, your experience to someone else's because you just don't know. There's some people who take a particular route to get where they are. And there's other people who take another route to get where they are. So you just don't know, and you can't look at someone else's journey and make yourself feel bad about how you maybe haven't accomplished what they've accomplished because you just don't know what they've done to get there. Which we've seen a lot of things about the industry, not modeling, but the entertainment industry as a whole. We all know, sometimes people are they're given, it's about who you know, it's about how you, okay, again, I keep going off track. I'm getting there. Okay. And this is why I need to share my experiences, because everyone's experience is different. Everyone's thoughts are different. Everyone's opportunities in those experiences are different. And everybody's livelihood is different, right? So everybody's experiences are going to be different based on so many factors. And my factors were good, but again, a whole nother story, which we will get to. So let me jump back into the purpose of this particular video. Let's see. Okay, looking at my notes, y'all, looking at my notes. And I actually wanted to try not cutting. Okay, so back to why I didn't feel like that my story in modeling would be interesting. I guess I could say that. Then I became a mom. And suddenly imposter syndrome hit me again. I'd watch content, from other mother or creator moms with maybe multiple kids or older kids, and think they must know more than me because they have more children. Why would anyone listen to me as a first-time mom? You know what I mean? I'm just getting started. I'm just learning. I'm just now going through what they've already been through with 2 or 3 kids. But I had to remind myself again I had to remind myself my experience is different. Being a first-time mom is still an experience within itself, and it's worth sharing. Every journey is unique, and even if my experience helps just one person, that's enough. And then one of my most personal experiences I've had was my myomectomy. Yes, I have fibroids. I've had fibroids taken out. I still have fibroids. And so I had a myomectomy several years ago. And I also wanted to talk about that and share my labor journey. And that actually was something I was seriously going to and wanted to do early on when I announced my pregnancy on my social media, because that was a miracle in itself based on the things I had been through with internally to get to that point of being pregnant. So it was definitely something on my list to share. But even though I wanted to do it, the intention was there, I didn't get it done. And that could be for various reasons. And I do think imposter syndrome was a part of that, just because that's what I've been dealing with. And then seeing other people share their journeys, and maybe because I didn't have the documentation, the videos from the hospital, the videos from my labor. I do have some videos from that day, but not like the beautiful, or just the real intense, whether it was beautiful, intense videos that show people's experiences in labor. I didn't have that. Anyway, again, we'll get back to that because I do plan on sharing that with you all. So at first I hesitated to share it because I thought, who would care? But then I realized so many women go through this, has gone through it, and is going through it. And if I had heard more personal stories beforehand about myomectomy or my labor story, I might have felt more prepared. I did look up some. I didn't see too many plus size labor stories, so I think that's another thing that interests me into sharing. That's when it hit me. Our stories matter. Our stories matter. Our experiences are meant to be shared. And imposter syndrome only has power if we let it stop us from showing up. I'll have to continue telling myself this because this is a process. It's going to be a process, and we'll always just have to have that reminder that our voice is valuable. I'm choosing to push past imposter syndrome by sharing anyway. Even if I feel nervous. I'm nervous right now. I'm getting like goosebumps and stuff. Like, oh no. I'm getting goosebumps. And that's a good thing. I also look at sometimes when we're feeling a certain way and we want to stop. That's right before the blessings. And some people do stop right before the blessing is given, right before the word is given, right before they're shown what they need to see. And so I'm pushing forward because I know on the other side of this, it's exactly what I need and what I've been wanting. So I'm choosing to push past imposter syndrome by sharing anyway. Even if I feel nervous, even if I don't have the perfect resume, and even if I'm still figuring it out. Because if I wait until I feel qualified enough, I may never start. And as we know, also, we don't know what tomorrow will bring. We don't know. With the way this world is, with the way things are, we don't know what's gonna be here tomorrow. We don't know we'll be here tomorrow. We can only hope and pray that we will be here and be thankful for every given day that God gives us, but we don't know what tomorrow will bring. And I think another motivation for me to finally share is because I want to leave something behind for my family. So if something does happen to me, I can start this is like a video journal. I wish I had written down the young lady's name. I have her saved and I'll put her here, but I remember she had said something, not the exact quote, about your own video diary, video journal, video diary, to have these memories for yourself, for your family, to leave, to have something to leave behind, right? If you've ever doubted yourself, I want you to remember, no one else has lived your exact experience. And that alone makes your voice valuable. And I'm telling myself this. I'm telling myself this exact same thing. I'm excited to finally open up and share more of my journeys with you all. So from my modeling experiences and the lessons I learned behind the scenes, to my personal story, navigating fibroids, my myomectomy surgery, and my labor and delivery experience, each story comes with things I wish I knew. And I hope by sharing them, they'll help someone else feel more prepared and less alone. If you've ever struggled with imposter syndrome, if you're going through it now, whether it's in your career, motherhood, or just sharing your knowledge, let's talk about it in the comments. But yeah, comment below. Let's break through imposter syndrome together. And do I ask for grace? I don't know, but I do plan on sharing more videos. I know that I will only get better. We will only get better if we start now with anything that we want to start, that we're nervous about starting. If you start now and you keep going, you will get better. That's just like motherhood. It gets better, but there's some learning curves in there, and once you get to a certain point, you really are like, wow, okay, I could breathe a little bit. But yes, we're gonna get through this together. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. So if you're interested in modeling tips, motherhood moments, real life stories, and self-care advice, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of these coming up soon. And subscribe for more.